Welcome to the Staffing Playbook podcast, your go-to resource for navigating the dynamic world of staffing and HR. I'm your host, Stephen Farrell. Join me each week as we dive deep into the strategies, insights, and stories that shape the staffing industry. From the latest trends to expert interviews and practical tips, we'll equip you with the right tools and knowledge to succeed in the staffing industry. Whether you're a seasoned professional or just starting out, the Staffing Playbook is here to help you play your best game. Let's get started.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the Staffing Playbook podcast. I'm your host, Stephen Farrell. I am joined here by Richard Rosner, also known as the Staffing Shark. Richard, welcome to the Staffing Playbook. How are you doing today?
Brother Steve, that intro was awesome, man. I'm hyped up now, ready to go, man. Do a little social selling with you, buddy.
Well, look, this is going to be an awesome episode. We're going to talk about social selling with someone that lives it every day. He's an example of what social selling looks like. For most of you in the industry know the Shark, but for those of you that are tuning in for the first time or you're not familiar with Richard, his nickname is really he has it for a good reason. This guy never sleeps. This guy is always on the hunt for the next candidate. And I got to say, Richard, your unmatched energy, your positivity, you are just a standout leader in the staffing industry. I know you've got, your background, Staffing Shark Media. You're the founder of Staffing Shark Media, and you co-host live podcasts. You do industry leading events. You speak at, a lot of the industry, conferences. I know I've missed a bunch. I know you've got a live TV series coming up soon. So, man, we're thrilled to have you here today.
Thank you so much, brother. And the whole thing about me is it's not about the Shark. It's about everybody else, to make everybody shine, Steve. Loving, caring, and authentic stuff we're going to talk about today. That's me 24/7, man, just to be real and make everybody else happy.
Well, I'll tell you what. So for those of you who don't know, back in 2020 during COVID,
oh boy,
I'm thinking about creating a live stream to get candidates back into the workforce, right? I'm doing an everyday stream within Utah, and I found this weird show called the Ring of Hire on LinkedIn. And I'm like, what is this? And you're on there as a co-host with Dave Wilson. And man, I just freaking loved that podcast. I tuned in every time you went live. And I remember my first appearance on that show. It was during Shark Week. And that was just a blast. And so it's fun to go down memory lane, back in early 2020s when I first met you and met Dave. And now I've just seen you just take off. It's been a lot of fun.
Well, thank you so much. And Steve-O, them shows back in the day were all live. Remember, I was outside. Every show was outside. Even if it was pouring down rain, I had an umbrella underneath me. It was my trademark back in the day that year was hot, cold, outside. It was fun.
Yeah, I've seen pictures of you recently. You're sitting outside. It's probably 20 degrees. You're on your laptop. Awesome.
Hey, you know what? It's all about bringing a character, but also helping other people. If there's people out there, UPS, and they're driving around in the cold, why can't I recruit for an hour out in the cold too?
Yeah. Well, hey, look, before we get started on social selling, because I know you're going to really lean into this today, talk about how you got 38 clients in 12 months, which is an incredible achievement. There's some big news that just got released, and that is the Supreme Court upholding the TikTok ban. And so what does that mean, Richard? I'm just, wow.
I'll tell you what, Steve, I thought it was going to come, I thought it was going to be extended. I still, just to let you know, we have another administration coming in. It might get extended. We don't know if it's going to last for a couple of weeks. Other people are going to other platforms now. They're all Chinese. I mean, they're just dropping ship. Here's the thing that I can say real quick, and this will tie in everything today. If you live on one platform, Steve, you're going to die. You know what I mean? That's it. And everybody put all their in to TikTok, just like LinkedIn. If you're only on LinkedIn, I love LinkedIn, but if you're only on that, you're losing out, my peeps. I'm going to tell you straight up, because social selling is on all platforms. And I'm going to tell you, most people in staffing that I work with don't use Facebook. They don't use Insta. They don't use the X. Blue Sky's another one I'm crushing. There's only like 7 recruiters on there at all, Steve. I mean, Blue Sky is the new one now, competing against the X. Why not jump on this platform when it's early, you know?
I've never even heard of Blue Sky. That's
that's it. We'll be going
out of the bag there.
There it is. Little tip there. Get on Blue Sky. So many people, well, a couple of recruiters have been on it. They badmouth it. And at the end of the day, you got to have stuff. This is the long game, Steve. You know that in social selling. You just don't happen overnight. You just don't become the shark, Steve, or a brand overnight. It takes time. So if you get a chance, jump on Blue Sky. I highly recommend it.
Awesome. Well, I think we just need to get into this. You know, the topic is social selling, and then you added a little note to that when we were talking about it. Be alive in 25, which I love. You're so optimistic, and it fits you well. And I think it needs to fit all of us in the industry in 25, because we've been beaten down the last couple of years, and most of us feel like we're not alive, feel like zombies. Like what's next? You know, I was reading a post by the Lightcast economist. I forget his name, just slipped my mind, but he made a comment of like, if you were looking for change in the last 2 years and it just never came, like that's because there was no change in the last 2 years. It's just been all pretty much the same thing month over month when we've been hoping for a change, something to be, you know, just change in our economy, in our industry. And it just hasn't. So social selling, though, is a completely separate topic, which you're really building that change yourself and inviting that change. And so I want to dive into the topic. You mentioned when we were talking earlier about you gained 38 clients in the last few months, which is an incredible achievement. And I have a feeling it ties into social selling. So walk us through your social selling journey, some of the steps you made to make this happen last year.
Yeah, I was tied in with a company here in West Virginia here, came in, didn't know anybody in the area, didn't know anybody in Morgantown, West Virginia at all. And within 2 months, I just started crushing it, you know? So, and I was helping them with their sales, their branding, everything like that, Steve. The biggest thing is 38 clients in 12 months. The reason it happened, it was the first 2 months I built a brand in Morgantown and the whole state of West Virginia. I was going everywhere, building a brand, coasters everywhere. My social media, how they found me was on social media because of my quirky post. You know, if you see, I do a lot of branding bursts, Steve, which is 7 to 15 seconds. It could be a race car going down the road, you know, with high def music, just like a trailer on Netflix. I keep telling everybody in our industry, we got to stop being boring. Nobody gives 2 shits about the video of 5 or 7 seconds saying, hey, I got 100 jobs here. No shit. Everybody has a job. So being that creative part just blew it apart. And then also tapping into the Mountaineers, WVU football, basketball, relating it to my business. I think the biggest thing right off the bat that I will tell you that how I gained all this in the beginning was I was going to restaurants and doing the sharing, caring thing, trying the pizza. And then I would take a picture of me with the manager, and then I would post it on my Facebook. They would share it on their site. Before you know it, the hashtag of shark. Before you know it, the whole town within about 2 months knew who I was. At every bar, coffee shop, pizza shop, restaurant. That is the foundation of how you do social selling.
That's so foreign to me, because you're not. It's like you're not even talking about staffing.
We don't talk about staffing.
I'm so lost already.
Dude, this is the facts, because if you study Gary Vee, Tony Robbins, Mel Robbins, all them, Grant Cardone, there's where I learned from. Nobody in our industry. That's why when we go to these conferences and stuff like that, I think so many times our selling is a campaign, Steve. It's long term. It's like, let's do some drips, let's do some drops and get it there. No, this is a long game for branding. But you can close deals very quickly if you know what you're doing and you don't try to oversell. So here we go. So after I did all that foundation, and I even, a Planet Fitness, I had QR codes on my shirt. Scan a shark to get hired. So I'm working out, people scanning my butt cheeks or my back, whatever it takes. The QR code, I'm going to tell you, Steve, is the number one thing. If you have that on your phone, I have not had a business card in 4 years. I've been on social selling probably for 4 years, believe it or not, now in
Yeah.
the industry. And now it's finally coming to the forefront. And we still don't know what it's about. I mean, a lot of the companies are just posting something on social media. Oh, I'll post it out there. I'll get a marketing company to try it. I'm going to tell you right now, we'll deep dive in it a little bit later. You have to have the marketing company. It's great to have outsourcing, but you also have to have somebody inside that knows the geographics, that knows your community. That's where your influencers come from. All right. So back to the 38. You ready for this? So, I do content all the time. I have videos, podcasting, and all that stuff. So when I would reach out to a company, I would just talk to them like it's a beer chat, coffee chat. My subject lines would be like, hey, what's up? You ready to get some help? Or I wouldn't even say help. I have one here, a tagline. It's pretty good. It's just having fun with it. If it's basketball season, okay, March Madness, I would say hard madness with the shark. Are you ready to do a slam dunk? Quirky things like that. Throw a video into my email. That would just start generating the business. You know what I mean? Yeah. Before you know, one after another would close through email, through cold calls. I generated my own list. So here's a tip, guys. Write this down. 25 companies you want to focus on. 25. That is it. I don't use Zoom Info. I don't use Apollo. But guess what? They're great, but they're a supplement, Steve. They're just added because guess how many people have that? Every freaking staffing firm in the country has the same contacts you do, right? Yep. So what makes it different? So first thing is, though, you go into that territory, you look at your surrounding areas, look at the staffing firms in your area.
Yeah.
All you do is get on their site, look at their stuff. Dude, I'm going to tell you, 80% of the staffing firms, I'm going to be blunt, they suck at service. If you can put a service plan together, you can close the deals. That's what I did. Half of them were like already with a client for like 6 years, sucked, didn't follow up. I would go in and just close it like that. So when you have 25 companies, hear me out. Every time you close one, you add one more. You continuously have 25. We don't need 100 or 1,000. We're not throwing shit against the wall. We're not doing Hail Marys. We're keeping it simple, Steve. And if you do this with your staff, your sales reps, I mean, over and over again, they're going to close one after another. In 1 month, I closed like 7 deals in 1 month within 2 weeks. And only one in person. I don't drop stuff off. I don't do that knock on door and solicit. That's the thing in the past. You're wasting money. Get on there. Everything should be on social media now and in the community. Our social selling is in the community. Every time I'm out, and if I'm having dinner or if I'm having a beer, I'm interacting with my peeps for jobs, or also for clients. And if you go, you'll see a Land Shark beer and a QR code with my coaster. There's Coors Light, Bud Light, then you see Land Sharks, and then you see Staffing Sharks. Get hired by the shark. So you're there, you're drinking a beer and you scan a QR code, it goes right to my Facebook or my LinkedIn. It doesn't go to a website.
Really?
There you go. Yep. Straight to, because guess what? If it goes to my Facebook, which 90% of people have, they can start texting me right there. So when it's their birthday, their holiday, these are clients too. You're celebrating it right there. You don't have to go for the email or anything else. You're going straight to the Facebook, which is on your phone at all times. Am I right?
It's interesting because I think there's the vast majority of people in our industry that are tuning in, whether they're sales reps or sales managers. When you just said focus on 25 leads and then you close one, you add another one. I think a lot of people's minds cannot comprehend that because it has been just drilled into them that you need to be making 150 cold calls a week. You need to add 15 new leads to that list every week, so on and so forth. Traditional sales funnel. And so it's really a numbers game. I walk into customers just visiting with them and they're like, oh my gosh, Steve, we have had 30 agencies walk in our door this week. I am just sick of it. Right. And they keep returning week after week. Like we're ready to ban them from the building.
And it's awful. And the thing is, though, you know what? Here's one email. So I put this: time to make it happen. Are you with me? That's in the subject line with a shark. That's it. I don't talk about the company. I'm going to tell you one thing right here, and maybe staffing firms will hate this. Nobody gives two shits about your awards. I'm going to tell you, Steve, I'm frank about this. These companies I deal with, all 38 of them, I usually drink beer with, hang out with, you know what I mean? They're with me forever. And I have a whiteboard in the office. When I actually had an office there, the whiteboard was up on the wall. If you guys get a chance, get a whiteboard. Every time you have a prospect or somebody that you close, You put that on a whiteboard. It's called Ocean of Opportunities. I put that on the top. Keep it shark themed with the wave. Guess what? The whiteboard will fill up. You look at it every day. Every day. You see the ones that you had success with and the ones that you're about to close. It's like chum in the water. I mean, I tell everybody, the old school whiteboard needs to be back because it's in your head over and over again. You can see that. I mean, it's great to have on your phone, but have that whiteboard right there for you.
I love the whiteboard. I use mine every day. But I think it's interesting with, just the way you're reaching out to prospects. Like, it's very just unique. It's personalized. You're sending video messages. And I think that's probably a big piece of your success is going back to that social piece. It's not a static email. Like, I hope this email finds you well. Like, ugh.
Oh, no, nothing like that. I don't even talk about the shark. Pretty much my brand sells itself now. And that's when I go across the country. I built a brand of being genuine, authentic, and real. And you know me, I keep it, I'll cuss a little bit. I have fun. Yes. Do I drink beer in my promos sometimes? Yes, that's me. Yeah. I am not going to have a professional picture out there like I'm in high school. That's not me. I wear flip-flops to conferences, but it's not about me. It's about finding your niche. And the thing is, though, you have to put everybody on a pedestal. That's the thing is, though, when we go into these meetings and we meet somebody, we talk about I. How about this? How about listen, learn, and then lead? You lead on the end. You listen, you learn, and then you lead. So in the meeting or the phone call, shut your mouth, let them talk, bring some humor to it too. You'll hear this word over and over, valuetainment. Bring value, but entertainment. When I go and I meet a client after I close the deal, I bring protein shakes. I package them myself, has a Shark little logo on it, and I give it to them. They're like, damn, that's good shit, Shark. I'm like, this is the protein that I drink every day. Now I'm sharing it with you.
Now we know where you get your energy from.
Oh, it's besides all that, everything I eat every day, which you'll see down the road. I actually went in my kitchen and I took pictures of everything I eat. I'm actually going to put it out there for everybody to see. High energy of all the protein and all the pancakes, everything I eat there. But getting back to this, once you go in, you're building that rapport with them. And then they would call me in like, this is a great story. 2:00 in the afternoon, like, Shark, come in here. ABC staffing's going to call me again. This Johnny or Anita or whoever, get on the phone. They're like, hello, hi, this is ABC staffing here. So weak. They would say, okay. Actually, I'm working with the Shark. Maybe call me back in a year and click the phone. When we would chuckle about it because I would leave my whiteboard at my office transparent for every other staffing firm in the area to see. Wow. I wanted that because guess what? If you have to go and take pictures of my clients and think you can break it, when you build that trust where I'm getting to now and that real, there ain't nobody. And the best feeling in the world when they get rejected and they make sure that they say they're working with the Shark or whoever I'm affiliated with at the time, that is the best feeling in the world. And Steve, I'm not stepping on anybody's toes. I'm just doing service plan. I'm servicing them to the max. The big tip I can give everybody real quick is, and then I'll let you talk because, I love to ramble because I love this. I'm eating sleep in this, is when you go to a meeting, give them your cell phone. Tell them on the weekend, text me Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I guarantee to say, hey, Shark, what's up? Because most of them just call me Shark. After they meet me, they're like, they don't have to call me Richard. It's like the Shark because, we're building a rapport together. Text me on the weekend. I will text you back within 2 hours. If I don't text you back within 2 or 3 hours, I'm either drinking beer, I joke about it, watching football, or at the gym. And they do it all the time. And they're like, if you can respond to me on the weekend on a text, let's sign that contract because I know I have a person who's going to service me when something might go down, something might be bad. That's the thing. In 25, I can tell anybody about the social selling. It's not about all the big fluff that we can give them. It's when something goes bad, can they rely on you? Lean on me is what I call it.
Yeah, no, I want to get into that too. You mentioned earlier about no one cares about your awards, your service offerings, all that noise that if you took the logo off a website and looked at every staffing firm, it would all pretty much look the same, right? And, I read a book earlier last year by Alan Dibb called The One Page Marketing Plan. And in that, he mentions that trust is built post-purchase, right? That service level when something goes bad and they can call you on a weekend and you're there, you're taking care of the problem. You're there with them when things are great and you're really there for them when things are not so great, helping them, figuring it out together. And so that trust is really ties into that relationship, right? They have a relationship with you. They know they can count on you. It's been tested, and I think a lot of people think it's good to show your awards. Like, you should be proud of them.
Yeah.
Nobody cares about that until they've received your service. Is that what I'm hearing?
Exactly, 100%. The people care about our awards. And you know what? And I get them, and I'll throw them out there. But guess what? Every time I get an award, I thank you, Steve. I thank Dave Wilson. I thank everybody. It's my family, because I don't have that award without all of you. That's what it's about. Giving equals growth. If I can say anything, the reason I built where I'm at now, the first 2 years, I used to speak across the country for free. That's me. Giving equals growth. I'm like, I'm going to give everything away. And guess what? In the back end, you'll get everything back for you. Don't think about money, or don't think about trying to get that client and how much you can mark it up. Think about how I can help that client out, how it can be productive on their workforce. How can I add protein to them? How can I make them smile and be happy? Because I'm going to tell you, humor in 25 is what we need to be like. I mean, I'm going to tell you, most of the times I deal with these staffing firms, they're so blah, they're boring. The clients want humor. I'm telling you, 38 of them, and there's other ones I'm talking to now. They love humor. They love joking. They like a little swearing. You should see the text messages if I could show them to you. Oh my God, it's building that rapport. Can I just tap into one thing real quick? Now, the 25 clients, I just want to go back a little bit and tell everybody how I got that. So you get so many from the staffing firms in the area that are out servicing them. And then you go and do a little bit of research and see which ones you think are using staffing or you can pop into. This is where it takes a little bit of time. Everybody says we don't have time. But would you like to close 20 out of 25 deals in just 1 year? That'd be amazing, wouldn't it?
It'd be phenomenal.
Exactly. But instead, you want to get these thousand. We all want number. Our industry is so hyper deficit. We're just all over the board. Nobody has, I call it the red zone recruiter. Like we're in a red zone, like football, 20-yard line, you're in a zone. Tom Brady was in a zone, all the time. I'm going to throw some names out there because these are my favorite peeps. Good work ethic, but he's always in a zone. So these sales reps going out there over and over again, just trying to push the same old thing, drop off 7, drop 7. These clients don't want that over and over again. You're just bothering them,
Yeah. Do you want a sales rep to come visit you 7 times in a row in a month?
No, not at all. So how do you do this? Basically, you simplify the 25 you want, and then you put a strategic plan together. I say no campaign. I'm not a fan of campaigns. I mean, they do work. They take a lot of time,
I'm gonna have to bring you on when we grill the marketing team next time, because this is going to be a fun conversation.
Oh, put me on it. I love, half of my life is marketing now, I just kind of fell into it. No marketing degree at all. Criminal justice. I used to lock people away, but now I'm having fun getting people jobs, which is another story. But no, I think after you get them 25, I think the biggest thing is, though, for you to actually engage with them is, you're going to have their email, but make something fun. Like I said, I mean, Saturday mornings, I got a couple of clients, Steve. It's called Shark Tunes on Saturday morning. Shark Tunes. Gary Vee does the cartoons, so I kind of mimicked him and did Shark Tunes.
No kidding.
And yes, and if you get on my Instagram, it's on Instagram. I don't put it on LinkedIn yet. It's on Instagram with the music. Instagram stories is great. The reels are great. Facebook is great. But this is how you can get clients. Another little tidbit I'm going to tell you guys on Facebook. Every client, you ready for this, Steve? Has a Facebook page, right?
Yep.
Why don't you go on their Facebook page and start liking their stuff and interacting with them and praising them for their awards they got and all that stuff? And then when you call them, they don't.
Yeah.
And then you get that top award that you're like one of the top every month. You know how Facebook does? You get a little badge. It says, they're your top engagement person for that page.
Yeah.
There you go. These are different little steps that people don't think about, because all they think about is getting that email out, getting that person on the phone, and trying to close the deal. I'm having a beer chat, coffee chat, and having freaking fun with it, man. Like Gary Vee said, you know what? People buy from people.
That's right.
They don't buy a solution. They don't buy a strategy. They don't buy staffing. And first thing is, we're not selling staffing anyway. Are we? Are we selling something? No, we're buying a solution and a service. But guess who's the service? Me and you.
That's right. I love everything that you've shared. And I think because, this is something that I am trying to put into practice myself. And I'm like 10% there. I've got a lot to go. But I think your average sales rep is part of $1 billion, national, staffing company is probably listening in and agreeing to everything, but then they're asking themselves, like, how do I do this and still be compliant with my company's social media
Oh
policy?
boy.
How do I do this with and still hit my 150 cold calls a week? Like, I know I would be asking those same questions, right? How do we answer those questions? Is there an answer?
Well, the thing is, though, the big staffing firms out there, you know who you are. The smaller ones they're coming on. They're kicking your ass a little bit. They are. I'm going to tell you what, because companies that I deal with across the board, could be healthcare, could be light industrial, they want that more genuine, authentic person. The big companies aren't. They just row, number. That doesn't work that way. One thing we talked about, I had a discussion yesterday with somebody about, every sales rep should be a community influencer. They should be putting content out every week as a rep. Give them the social blocks, 2 hours, 3 hours a week, block it off and let them put content out. Here's what happens is, and the big companies are so fault for this. Well, I don't want them to build their brand. I want to keep my brand.
That's right.
I'm going to tell you what, peeps, you ready for this? I'm going to tell you straight up on this. Whoever closes that deal, that's who they're building the brand with. That company will follow that person over and over again. So treat your sales rep with courtesy and keep them happy, because when they leave, you're going to have another rep come in, try to take that deal over. And guess what that company's going to say? I'm going to find a shark somewhere. I'll just go look on LinkedIn. I'll find him and I'll make a phone call. Yeah. The non-compete's out the door then, because they're chasing you down. And that is so true. I'm being factual here. Nobody likes to talk about this, but the big brands, you got to like soften up with your compliance, and you got to let your marketing department and your sales rep work together, because the marketing department is so disconnect. They're throwing boring blogs out there. It's great to put job reports and strategy out there, but you know what? Do you think the clients give two shits about that? It's great to educate them to a point. That's not going to get you any client, right?
No. If the shark is delivering that white paper and explaining it of how it applies to their situation, there's value there. But
exactly.
The static post, no.
You got to engage your client in the conversation. That's the whole thing. Is everybody wants to say engage, which I thought we engaged back in the day when we were 5 years old in kindergarten, right, Steve? Didn't we engage back in the day?
We did.
How do you get somebody to engage with you? Well, you know what? You have to get them value. You have to bring them in your conversation. One of the best podcasters ever. Can I say it? Joe Rogan.
Yep.
He tells a story. After that story is done in that 1, 2, 3 hours, you feel like you're part of that story, right?
Yeah, that's good point.
Why can't we do that on a short form video for the clients, and then have them part of our story?
Yeah.
Doesn't that make sense?
No, it does make sense, but it's still it's still really hard for your average sales reps to implement that. I like how you called out the agencies out there, the big firms, and saying, look, you've got to loosen up your social media policy. You got to take the handcuffs off of your marketing team, trust them. Like, you know, that following that's going to follow you is going to follow me. Well, if a company's taking care of you and me and allowing us to do what we do to bring the clients in through social selling, they're going to continue to reward us and take care of us, and they're going to want to hold on to us forever, because we're that income stream.
There's a lot of jumbling up with the big companies out, because I get calls all the time, Steve. I can only do so much with my bandwidth. I wish I could clone some more people like me, because at the end of the day, I joke about it because I'm just having fun with it, Steve. Be honest with you, man. I'm the most humble person ever. You know, I give everybody a hug, kiss. I love everybody. I don't badmouth anybody, but I'm just saying what's going to change, because I see the forecast. I'm almost like that little bit of a Gary Vee kind of vibe in our industry. I look up here and I watch what's going on, and I interact a little bit, but I'm learning from all the other experts outside our industry, because it ties right back into us. And if you don't let your sales reps run with it this year, you're going to lose them, and you're going to lose revenue. I'm going to tell you what, Steve, and right now it's a dog-eat-dog world. You know, everybody wants sales.
Yep. Yeah. And you think about it, it's real intuitive, right? When you're on LinkedIn, when I'm on LinkedIn, when I'm on other social platforms, you're attracted to certain people and certain posts, and none of them are, hey, my company is great, look at all the things we've done, right? You're really attracted to that person, it's that personality and what they're posting, whether it's personal, entertaining, educational, like you're drawn to that. And so, you know, every company out there that's listening in, like, think about that intuitively, like looking at what posts on LinkedIn and other social platforms are you attracted to? And then ask yourself, are we posting the same kind of content in our company? And I can guarantee you the answer is probably no.
I love how you said that. And here's what I do. Every day I put myself in the audience. I say they're on the stage and I'm in the audience. What's going to make me happy? What's going to make me excited? And then I put that content out for them. I think the one big thing is, if I can say this, number one asset in the world, what do you think it is?
Attention.
People's attention. You got it. I just added the people part. People attention. If you can get people's attention, 5 seconds, 10 seconds, or a minute, there's a start of engagement. That is it. It's and I think real quick, even on LinkedIn, the posting. I mean, it's great to put yourself by yourself in a post, but put a meaning behind it. And I always say I love my post when I have other people in it. When you have other people in it, guess what? Every time somebody gets hired, I do the shark shake. I say that over and over. People knows that. Nobody ever does it. And I keep saying, if you would do a handshake with the person you get hired, post that. Let them post it. You will get referral after referral after referral, Steve. Can I say that over again? You will get it. And people don't do it. Because guess what? When they do that, when the audience is looking at it, it's the effect. FOMO. Fear of missing out, man. So guess what? They're going to say, I'm going to come right to that. Did you ever park, real quick, you'll love this scenario. Did you ever go to Walmart or Target and park far away, and then you come out and there's 2 cars beside you? And there's nobody in the lot. Why are they right beside you?
Just
right? The magnetic force of life is the FOMO, fear of missing out. They want to be right beside you. Same thing. It's that law of attraction. I mean, if you study all these books and all that stuff, The Secret, if you believe in any of that kind of stuff, it is so true. We're in the people business. We have to love people. We have to enjoy people, but we also have to understand people, Steve. I have a degree in psychology too, and criminal justice. So me studying people, I love to see how people react. And, and just like now, everything on LinkedIn, everything's negative. Everybody's bitching about everything. Can I elaborate about this? Guys, all platforms are free. Stop it. They're free. We are using these platforms for free. We are actually making sales for free. And we're complaining about, I see something now, LinkedIn is getting too personal like Facebook. You know what? Who cares what they're doing? You're wasting all your energy bitching about somebody else instead of staying in your lane, focusing on getting clients and finding people jobs. If you do that, that's fine. If you don't like the person in the bikini on LinkedIn, if you don't like the comment, don't say nothing at all. Is that simple? Come on, guys. Everybody's opinionated now.
Okay. I just had an aha moment on something you said earlier, and now it's come back to me. Talking about the large firms where they're just really, they box you in as a sales rep. You can't have your personality out there on social and attach it to your company in any way, right? There's just all these layers of red tape. And then you have the small firms. Let's say 100 million or less in annual volume. If we can lean into that group of individuals here for a minute, because I don't want to even address the large firms because they're never going to get it. Right?
Nope.
So let's lean into that 100 million firm or under. Those are the ones that I think will have the ability, maybe the courage, willing to take the risk, take that big swing to try this. So let's focus in on that group maybe for the next few minutes, and let's be specific on, because you've outlined a lot of cool things. Let's be specific on where they can start today, first step, and then over the next 12 months, how did they evolve that strategy into what we've been talking about, big picture?
Well, I think the first thing is they have great advantage because they're smaller. They are community based. So there's the heads up right there. I think the biggest thing is, and I'm going to tell you straight up, I don't spend much on my marketing at all. The only time I spend marketing is most of my podcasts. So all this stuff could be free, basically. You know what I mean? One of the things is, you got to get on the platforms. You got to be on them all. I mean, at least put some presence on each one. Like I said, there's so many, Facebook, still the number one. I don't care what people say. LinkedIn for business, Facebook, there's 1 billion users every day on it. You got to tap into it. Instagram, Facebook and Instagram is going to get stronger now since TikTok's gone. So stay on these platforms, put organic content out there. And what I mean by organic, because so many people say this and then they do the fluff and all this. Organic content is something that's going to resonate with your audience. You find your niche. Don't go all over the board, and just try to post anything. Okay, so if you're working in light industrial, which I did down in manufacturing, and I only had 7 recruiters. So I was a small firm crushing it with all these people. So I can relate to this. Start getting out in the community. First thing is, though, you know what? Sharing equals caring. Get the restaurants involved. Get everybody, like I said, involved in your organization. You know, they will sell for you, Steve. They will sell for you. They will brand for you. You know that. These are your brand ambassadors, your community. And then on your social media part, you got to start putting content out there. And everybody tells you timing, all this. Just be consistent. I'm going to tell you straight up, consistent. Don't worry about what time you post it. You can post something at 10 o'clock at night if you want. You know, I would say do it, in the morning. Afternoons are pretty good. Throw some meetings out there. People are always on the platforms. You never know when there's going to be a hiring manager or a candidate on that platform.
Right.
So don't start thinking about all this stuff because it can drive you nuts because everybody has an opinion on this. I mean, there's so many good stats on it, but I think the baseline is you got to enjoy what you do. Have your recruiters, have your whole team involved in this social platform stuff. I really believe this. Second thing, everybody has to open up their social media to the world. They want to keep their personal and professional. You can't do it. I know a staffing firm right now. I'm not going to mention them. All the recruiters have a professional, like a page on Facebook. It has their picture and then it has their logo and a couple of things. Steve, they're not getting any reach at all.
No, not at all.
You got to invite everybody on Facebook that's my friends. I think I have 3,000 now. 2,000 I've hired in the last like 4 or 5 years. So they're my friends on there. Everybody gets an invite after they get hired from me. Yeah, because we're fans. Yes.
Whoa.
That is my go-to, my database. If everything went down tomorrow, guess where my database is? Facebook.
Facebook. Yeah.
Plus, I mean, after that, you got their emails and their personal numbers and everything. But that's my platform to get people on. You can do the same thing with LinkedIn too. But Facebook's more, everybody's on Facebook.
Everyone has
Every CEO's on Facebook. And people says, well, they're not on there. I think that's the big thing. And you got to be showing. People want to see your face. They want to see you. Stop posting general pics. If you see anything I do, I usually post a pic, have something like, emotional or whatever it is. And I always have my cartoon picture at the bottom. You see my face over and over again. Right, Steve?
That's
Gary
right.
Vee says that. You point at him. That means like, come on in. I'm inviting you into my heart. I'm inviting you into my company. Open door policy. I think open doors too. If you have a small office, you should have like every month, just a meet and greet. Open it, have some wine, have some chips, bring people in. If you only get 5 or 7 people, that's 7 people you never had before. And I think we think in big numbers. Stop it. 7 people. Can you imagine that 7 people, different people every month? You'd have 80 new people in a year.
Yeah.
Either a client or candidate. Is that amazing? And invite these clients to your lunch and learn or your high noon at saloon. Have wine at noontime for them if they can drink. I drink with my clients or candidates. When I get them a job, Steve, they get 1 Land Shark beer with me if they want one. Not 2 because you get a DUI. I swear I do it. And people's like, well, that's not ethical, Shark. Guess what? I don't have to chase people anymore. They chase me. And that's that swag. It's very humble, but they know that I bring a brand and I support my clients and my candidates. My candidates first. I always say clients, I love them, but if the candidate's in the right, I'm going to defend them.
Yeah.
So think of that. So put that down too. So I think the biggest thing is when you put organic reach out there, make it fun, make it short, 7 to 15 seconds if it's a video. Everybody should have a podcast or a live stream, and you have to have a video. I mean, everything, and it doesn't have to be professional. You don't have to have all the good mics. You can mic up somebody and be on the street or something like that, right. Or just do something quirky. I think the thing is though, you got to make it fun. What's going to make you different than somebody else? And I say this seriously.
Yeah.
What makes me different? I'm outgoing, 100% energy. And people know me. I wear flip-flops and a medium shirt and a shark necklace. I mean, so find your niche and go with it and make it fun. Get yourself a tag name. If you're called Recruiter Rhonda or if you're, Staffing Steve or something like that.
I need a tag name. Give me one, Shark.
Ooh, give me a little bit of time. After I drink a couple glasses of red wine tonight, I'll text you a couple tag names.
Well, at the Staffing Sales Summit, maybe we can come up with one.
Exactly. But I think that's the biggest thing is for these small staffing firms to start putting some organic reach out there. If you need help, reach out to me. I got bandwidth the next couple months. I'm freezing here in West Virginia and Pittsburgh. So just call me up. I got plenty of time to help you guide through this. I think the biggest thing that I can say at the end, Steve, is we got to keep it simple. People make it complicated in our industry. They make the sales process complicated. They want all these forms. They want to put a strategy together and you fill out 10 forms. Nobody wants to do that crap. Guys, if we keep it simple, 1-pagers, Keep it simple, stupid. That's what I used to tell my football kids.
Last week.
What'd you say?
But I just created like 10 new forms last week. I need to reevaluate myself.
No, I'm just messing with you. But all joking aside, we want to keep it simple. You want to keep your marketing very simple. Marketing, branding, and marketing is sales. You know that, right?
That's right.
I mean, look at Nike, the Air Jordan. Do you buy because you like the new Jordans? I mean, some of the styles were horrible. You buy because of the name, right?
Right. Yeah,
Why would you entertain with Steve or the Shark? Why would you entertain with both of us? Is it because I'm better than everybody else? Nope. Is it because I'm fun and quirky? Maybe because of the Shark brand. That's what you have to build. If you build something different, people will love that. But remember, at the end of the day, the one word I keep saying over and over is valuetainment. You got to bring value and you have to bring entertainment. Humor equals hired. You got to humor these people these days in everything you do. Don't you agree, Steve?
I agree. Life is so serious as it is. A little humor lightens up your day.
Yeah, especially on LinkedIn. Like if we can talk about in-mail messages. Can I just bounce around with that a little bit? In-mail messages?
I would love you to.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you about LinkedIn. And there's a lot of people who teach us LinkedIn classes. I love what you guys do. You have your mojo. I got mine, In-mail messages are going away. Stay away from email. Can I say that? You agree too?
I agree.
Nobody gives two shits about these. It's spam. The only time that spam is good is when you live in Hawaii. Trust me, 99% of the world hates spam. So if they hate the food, do you think they hate your email too? Why do you think it's called spam? It's for a reason. It was because of the food.
I've never connected the dots on the two.
I think it was. Maybe I just made that up, but it sounds pretty good, doesn't it?
It works.
But that is so true. I mean, email messages is so bad. And then when you message somebody, I can tell you this. Don't start off with, they tell me all the time, hey, Shark, how you doing? Nice profile. And a link, try to sell me something. Stop the selling. You can't sell me something in the first email. That is not what it's about. Let's get on the phone. Let's get on, see if we have the Yinzer talk or where you're from. Let's talk about football or whatever. This is what social selling's like in 25. We have to, if I can say anything, we have to sit back and relax. Social selling doesn't happen overnight. It's a long game. It's a strategy. And if you don't know what you're doing in social selling and you think it's just calling 100 people up and that's social selling and put something online, you're totally wrong. That's not what it's about.
No, I posted on my LinkedIn about a month ago. I was just getting spammed. I love spam. I was getting spammed in my email, and I'm just like, look, if you want to sell me something, don't ever send me a message on my inbox. Engage with my content, provide great feedback, ask questions, engage with me. I'm naturally going to go, hey, who's the Shark guy that's leaving all these great comments? Like, I'm going to go look at your profile. Oh, wow, you're the head of development for an ATS. Like,
yep,
I like this guy. Let me go reach out to Shark, right?
That 100%. And I think emojis. You see, I put a lot of Shark emojis in my comments. When somebody comments on something, please comment back. That's the engaging part. So many people will post stuff and never follow up with the comments. That is almost like a slam dunk. You're 60% of the way there, friends.
Yeah.
To get an appointment, or you're 60% of the way there, 70% of the way there to get another chat with them. And I see it all the time. Nobody follows up. They hit the like button. People, all these algorithms, they love emojis and they love more than one word. Awesome, great. No. Can we just do a little fragment or can we do a little sentence once in a while?
Right. All right. We're coming up on time. I want to summarize some of these key points. So we're focusing on you. $100 million firm or less, if you're a sales rep or a sales leader. Valuetainment. It's free. Get on every social platform. It's free. Start with just organic content targeted for your audience, right? Keep your audience in mind. Get out, be in the community, get involved with the community, network, meet people, whether it's bars, restaurant, the gym, just take selfies with the gym owner, like promote their business without talking about staffing. It's just, you're getting your name out there. Get your own people within your company involved in the same strategy. Get them out there posting content. Be consistent, right? Posting on all the platforms every day. Enjoy what you do. I think that's maybe number one. Open your social to the world, which
yes,
tell you right now, I'm going to have a hard time trying to implement that one, but
Come on, Steve-O.
it'll be a process. I trust you. They want to see your face, right? Lunch and learn, having let's call it a beer with your new hire. Again, that one's a hard one for me. Podcasts, video, make it fun. You said that twice, so that's an important one. And then lastly, you mentioned keep it simple.
Keep it simple. And one thing else I will elaborate real quick is in the community, all the festivals, all the county fairs, all the events, tap yourself into that. It's a win-win. They're bringing the audience there. All you do is show up and be who you are. Trust me, you'll get lead after lead after lead.
Whew. Well, I know
this
we
is
could
a lot, brother. This is a lot, man. We could talk for 3 hours on this. You know that, man.
Richard, how do people find you? What's the best way to find you if they want to reach out and get some help?
Oh man, every platform. Staffing Shark, Richard Rosner on LinkedIn. Reach out to me. I will definitely take some time, help you guys out on all these platforms. We just covered the iceberg today. There is so much more behind this, guys, at the end of the day. I think the biggest thing, if I can wrap it up with this, is just go and do it. Don't wait for tomorrow. Don't wait for the next day. And don't worry what other people are doing. Just do what you do best. Find people jobs. And you know what? All that content out there, remember, after you post it, don't go back and keep worrying about how many likes you get. Remember, it's about engagement. If you have 1 million followers, but only one person engages, that's all that matters. That's one more engagement you had than last night.
Yeah, I think you really encapsulate this is just be your authentic self, right? Because you're going to attract the right people to you that understand you, like you, want to engage with your content. So be authentic.
Just be real. Be you, right?
Well, hey, for those staffing professionals, sales professionals out there, if you want to go meet the Shark in person, or myself, we're going to be at the Staffing Sales Summit in Orlando, Margaritaville in February. So I think there's like 20 seats left, maybe less now. Links right there on the screen. Go register, and we'll meet you there. We'll have some fun. You're hosting a happy hour, right?
I will be doing the mixer there. So we'll be live streaming there for about an hour and a half. There'll be a lot of fun. It's going to be a blast. So the mixer will be high energy, and there's only about 20 tickets left. So if you get a chance, trust me, reach out, or also reach out to me because I might give you a Shark discount. Just let you know.
Ooh, reach out to
Shark. Yeah, there's a Shark discount there, 20% off if you reach out to me. Just, I'll give you the link.
Well, thanks, Shark, for joining. What a fun conversation. You've said fun many times throughout this, and it's certainly been fun for me. So thank you again. And for those of you that are tuning in, next week, we have a special guest that's going to be speaking to the candidate journey. So make sure you tune in next Friday, 11 a.m. Mountain Time, 1 p.m. Eastern Time. And then the following week, we're going to get into 1099, the risks of 1099, misclassifying employees, which unfortunately a lot of small agencies we're finding are leaning into this to get better margins, to compete with the market. It's really been disruptive, and it's just such a risk to you as an employer. So we're going to be bringing a financial expert onto the program, and we're going to be diving in deep, and we're going to be very direct on the risks of working with an agency that employs 1099 associates that are misclassified. So it'll be fun. Buckle up. Thanks, Richard. Thanks to Shark.
Take care, guys. See
Have
you
a good
later.
weekend.
Six months ago, I get a call from Steve Farrell, who wants to talk about partnering with Yes for our labor needs. It would
Change your approach to staffing.
I told him I've already used multiple agencies and have had headaches with each one. So my approach to staffing is just fine.
With multiple agencies, we thought we had our staffing needs covered.
Hey, the agency employees didn't show up, so we're short on staff again. I'm sorry.
Bupkis. Curses. Fetch.
Hey, an agency sent an employee.
Do you have production experience?
I've produced YouTube videos. I'm hungry. When's my first break?
This is not sustainable. If you want happy customers and a healthy business, something's gotta change. So yes, we tried Yes.